It was developed by Luffy during his training on Rusukaina and has three different forms. First form, Bound Man. In this form, Luffy's proportions become warped, and his body becomes much larger in size, with his arms, upper torso, and legs coated in Buso Shoku Haki. As a side effect, he's incapable of standing still on the ground, and instead constantly bounds on the spot. This form was created in order to combat many powerful and large animals on Rusukaina. It possesses both high-speed movement reminiscent of Soto and the ability to kick off the air similar to Gepple. These moves are cleverly adapted to work with his body's elasticity. It allows Luffy to not only bound off the air, but also make the attacks bounce off his own body after Bauman lands on the ground after using an attack. Luffy can't seem to control his landing and bounces like a ball in a comical fashion until he either loses momentum or he somehow regains control and starts flying again. Though he has some heightened resistance to cutting attacks in this form, if an opponent using a bladed weapon has Buso Shoku Haki of comparable or greater strength, the Luffy zone, they'll be able to cut through his coated arms with relative ease. Similarly, his near immunity to blunt force attacks is also not absolute. This was seen when Luffy attacked Kaido, and the latter counter-attacked with his cuddle, instead of bouncing. Luffy was sent flying and rendered unconscious by a single hit. Tankman during his battle with Charlotte Cracker. Luffy revealed another form of Gear 4 known as Tankman. Currently, the base form of Tankman is unknown, since the only time it's been used was after Luffy ate Cracker's biscuits to the point where he was completely full and used his Manpuku version form, due to the increase in Luffy's metabolism. Gear 4 causes he's able to leave his Tankman form in a short time after using it. This is the case when Luffy was able to burn off the massive amount of biscuits he'd eaten in his fight with Crackers, shortly after he defeated the Sweet Commander. In this form, Luffy's arms inflate slightly while most of the air appears to fill his torso. Luffy's durability rises sharply in this form as he was capable of tanking and deflecting a piercing strike from Charlotte Cracker, whereas previously Cracker was able to cut deeply into Luffy's arm, when Luffy was in Bound Man Snake Man, during his battle with Charlotte Katakuri. Luffy revealed another form of Gear 4 known as Snake Man. Unlike his other two Gear 4 forms, Luffy does not significantly expand with his forearms, legs, and upper torso being only slightly enlarged, and the rest of his body retaining its normal proportions instead of steam. This form produces a gaseous substance appearing as a mix of steam and fire. His fist also flex differently, with the first knuckles being extended similar to a leopard fist. In this form, Luffy gains a significant increase in speed and the ability to use Python to change the direction of his attacks. However, Snake Man allows his attacks to continuously accelerate the longer they last, allowing Luffy not only to press an attack more fiercely on an opponent capable of dodging, but also to increase the attack's speed and power until he finally lands the hit. It also gives him the opportunity to attack any area of an opponent with ease. This form focuses on dealing with agile opponents. We specialize in dodging and requires Luffy's recently heightened proficiency in Kenbun Shobu Haki in order to make his punches into semi-homing attacks since his body's lack of inflation. Luffy's defense is considerably worse compared to his Bound Man and Tank Man forms. When he was thrown into structures by Katakuri, he took the impact like he normally would, as opposed to bouncing as he does. In Bound Man, additionally, he receives blunt attacks, as he does normally, rather than having them bounce off of him. Will soon cover Luffy's mystery form.